Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Bless up, bless up, bless up. Good morning, Kathy B. David Corey with the crop. What's going on? Bless up, bless up, bless up. We got a brand new day that we have encountered. We entering into a brand new week on top of that. If y'all thankful, put some T's in the chat. Put me some T's in the chat. I want to know y'all thankful. I'm fixing to put me some T's in the chat. Let me know you're thankful that you're here today. Let me know you thankful for life because we didn't have to be here. We didn't have to be here at all. Today is a thankful day. I see some T's in the chat. I see seed, soil, and sunshine. What's going on? What's going on, my friend? Sylvia, how you doing? T's in the chat. We got some thankful people. Y'all thankful? If you're thankful, you know you're thankful. We didn't have to have this point in time, this beautiful day. Man, it's a beautiful morning. The birds are singing. I got the plane in the background. Man, it's a day to behold. It's a joyous day that did we deserve it? Nah, but we have it. So we got to seize the moment, right? We got to seize every single moment because today is the day that the Lord has made. And if we don't rejoice, are we really grateful? Are we really glad that we got this day? I'm trying to adjust because I know the sun gonna move throughout this episode. So I'm trying to put everything together. But I hope y'all doing well. Hope y'all have a great week. We got David Corey. He's definitely thankful. Sylvia, you thankful? Seed, soil, and sunshine thankful. That's good to hear. You know, we all should be thankful for this day. This week has been pretty amazing. We had a couple of birthdays here on the Homestead back to back. We had Big Gigi, we had Little Gigi, or should I say grown Gigi, and then we had Little Gigi birthday. We've been celebrating for the last maybe week and a half. So it's been a blessing, you know. Every day that we get another day, or every time we get another year, it's truly a blessing. There's a lot going on. We got earthquakes happening. We got lightning strikes. We got P. Diddy. I ain't even going to go down that road, really. I'm not even going to do all of that. But I'm just looking at the news highlights. We got unusual activities, multiple earthquakes around the world. We got tremors. We got unusual happenings. We got weather that starts out in the upper 30s to the lower 40s. And by the end of the day, it's busting around 80, 85. And there's a battle right now between spring coming in and I don't know, a little twist, a little sprinkle of winter. And then we got summer kind of sprinkling a little bit too. So we got little sprinkles of each, you know. We got a lot of different weather patterns. They say we might have a pretty active hurricane season here in the Gulf Coast in the Gulf Coast period. And so we're going to be on the lookout as we come upon these next seasons. You know, I told you on previous episodes about the eclipse. Seems like we're getting crazy and crazier with the information and what's getting ready to happen. It's a solar eclipse. We've been through this before, people talking about disruptions, people speaking a lot of different things. Just remember, people, stay calm because the world of media is designed to really excite you. And if you think about this, it's almost you had a best friend and your best friend like to pull pranks on you. And just think about this. However you've been on this earth, how long you've been on this earth, your best friend is double your age, right? So they've been pulling pranks way beyond your years on this earth. And your friend from the beginning loved to pull a prank. And they scared you, they got you, and they laugh, and y'all both laugh. And then after a while, he comes up with another prank. And boom, got you again. This guy's good. This guy got a lot of experience. Then next thing you know, another prank get pulled. You kind of got me, but you ain't really got me. So you ain't jumped as much. I didn't react as much. So guess what happened? The friend comes up with another level and another level of pranks. After a while, these pranks become so serious that it's almost life-threatening, right? It's almost disastrous if you're not careful. That's the same thing with this media, y'all. From the early days of newspapers to Pony Express mail, to U.S. mail, to radio, to TV, to advertisements, to entertainment. First, you couldn't even look a person in the eye on TV. or even any type of, couldn't be no groaning or moaning on the radio, none of that kind of stuff. Then it went down to the part where they did a little holding hands on TV. They did a little caressing on TV. Then the next thing you know, they went to kissing on TV. That wasn't enough. Then they went to mixing and doing all kinds of things, pretty much naked, almost doing it on TV. And people are becoming so desensitized of a being shocked and wild that we got to understand that everything in the media, in the news, a lot of times, it just taking it to another level, another level, another level. Like, for instance, oh my goodness, look at that pouncing elephant of a size of a fly that just landed on that leaf that could barely hold it, that was about to break. And if it broke, it would mess up the whole ecological system of the ground around it and all the ants and that. A fly landed on a piece of grass. Don't get caught up, y'all. Be wise, be aware, but y'all don't get with these scare tactics, because the moment we get fearful, the moment we do things, no different between down here in Florida when we hear about a hurricane, and if you think it's a real hurricane, guess what happens? People go out there putting gas in the car, they getting buying generators, they stocking up on water, they stocking up on this, and it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be prepared, but let's remember, when you see somebody pulling up in a truck that's empty with a trailer pulling behind it, and he want pallets upon pallets of water, there's extremes to all of this stuff, all I'm saying. And right now, a lot of us are caught up in the people business that we really shouldn't be caught up in. You know, we watching people's personal, whatever lives they got and however they got it, you know what I'm saying? We watching all of this stuff, and we so fixated on things that really doesn't matter in our life, really doesn't affect us, doesn't add any value whatsoever. It's entertainment. And there's the sad part, there's people's lives that's been affected, but most of them are grown except for some young individuals. Now those are the ones my heart go out to, but there was adults involved that were supposed to be responsible in their lives. And regardless, whether we like this stuff or not, we're just feeding into the system by keep gravitating and gravitating. I'm guilty just as well as anybody else, because I've been watching play by play too, just like you. But I just be questioning myself, what am I doing? Am I really feeding into this system? And what machine is this, right? What's going on? So what's up, Shy? Good morning to you, Shy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all put some T's in the chat. Y'all know y'all thankful for this week. We got a brand new week. This week is going to be better than what you ever imagined. But what you have to do first, I want you to do me this one favor. I want you to take a look at what you want to accomplish over this next 6 days, right? I want you to think about some of the things that you want, that's the ideas in your head that you want to start beginning this process. You want to start the snowball effect, right? You want to start with just one grain, and then you want to build upon. And then I want you to think about those things, meditate on those things, pray for guidance and understanding and wisdom on how to apply these things. And then what I want to encourage you to do is to get started with some of that. I want you to get started, because it starts with more than just the idea, more than faith, more than thoughts, and more than prayers. I want you to start to implement them, because those ideas are needed in society. Those things that you're thinking about, they're needed in society. So I want you to get started. Kathy B, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Every day above ground is a good day. Yes, every day, every second. And take the time to enjoy every minute, every second. You know what I'm saying? Right now. Matter of fact, sit back. If you're not driving or traveling, sit back, relax. You know, maybe you're getting your morning coffee, or maybe you're eating some breakfast, or maybe you're on your way to go worship, or what have you. Take the time to sit back and relax and enjoy the fact that you lifted your head on your own will. Enjoy the fact that you took a deep breath. Enjoy the fact that the sun came up. Enjoy the fact that the clouds came through, the birds sing. Enjoy the fact that the gentle breeze start tickling your hairs, right? Enjoy the fact that you can feel and you can sense whether it's pain, joy, or happiness. Embrace that fact, because being void of any of these principles is lacking, and it's lacking of life, right? So be thankful. be thankful for what's going on. And I see people still putting T's in the chat, which is a beautiful thing, because we should be thankful at all times. We should inspire each other and motivate each other to be thankful, because we got a lot to be thankful for. Got a lot to be thankful for. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kathy B. Beautiful scenery. So in the rear, what we have here, we have Gigi's garden, right? Gigi's garden she's been very active. We got even tomato plants standing up. We got the beet standing up. We still got collards standing up. We got onions. We got a lot of different stuff growing on. We got potatoes. We even planted potatoes and a bunch of different things, broccoli, and just good living. You know what I'm saying? Good. I'm already harvesting small pieces out of the garden, making my smoothies, and just enjoying the presence of having finally a place that we can grow and we can truly benefit off of God's creation. Laura's garden, how you doing? You thankful? I'm thankful too. Brenda says she thankful. What's going on, Brenda? Good morning to you. Good to see you again. Good to see you. Kenyatta's journey. Good morning to you as well. Bruce B. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. Yes. And we shouldn't take those words for granted. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. What's going on? Bruce B. Honey. Hubby. Okay. Bless up. Welcome. Welcome on in. Welcome on in to EcoNation News. News that you may or may not be able to use. And for BBQ. What's going on? Many blessings to you, my friend. Many blessings to you, man. Nothing but love, nothing but love. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. And without further ado, we're getting ready to invite one of our co-hosts to the stage and to the presence. We're getting ready. I got up. Wait a minute. Before you move that, I didn't realize I set it on top of a lily. And so if you can, try not to put it on top of the lily. I'm trying to position where we don't quite see everything. I need to get you off the edge right now. Let's try moving.
All right.
You gonna be all right?
Yeah.
Just scoot up. Let me lift this chair. Get off the edge. Right.
Okay.
All right, let's try that. Let's try that.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right. What you talking about this morning?
Right now, we just doing the introduction. We just speaking to everybody, just vibing out a little bit, coming on in, getting everybody comfortable. Whether they grab their tea, their coffee, their water, or juice, or whatever favorite drink you would like to take on. We just
Laura's Garden, Kenyatta's Journey. How you doing? Bruce B. How you doing? Grand Rising to you. And for a barbecue. How you doing? Veggie Farming. How you doing? Sis, good to see you in the chat. Captain B, what's going on?
So the question is,
share this live stream out, guys.
Yeah, please share it out, y'all. The question is, how is the lake coming? Well, I would like to say it's a pond / lagoon. It's a lake. I don't know. I'm not ready for the lake right now. We're gonna work on the lake in the future, right? But this is just to get my practice on, to learn about how to construct it, how to do it. I think it's coming on nicely. And as I always say, it's a marathon, y'all. It's not going to be like an overnight thing, but I just want to show you a process. Many of you all may do it a totally different way. You might approach things in a totally different manner. You might bring in a bunch of people to construct it. But what we're doing everything on a everyday American budget.
Pulling up the bootstraps.
That's it.
Bootstrapping it.
That's it. Sweat equity all the way. So
Be Rich, how you doing?
What's up,
brother?
Rich? What's going on?
Brenda Hogan, how you doing this morning? Good to see you in the chat.
What's going on to you, man? Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you for
as always, man. Be Rich always supports this channel, and we really appreciate you, Be Rich.
Yes, indeed.
You are consistent, when it comes to what you do and your presence. And we got a lot of other people like Veggie Farming right here. She's consistent. We got
Thank you.
and been around for a while. We got a lot of people. Brenda, you being so consistent, so
Thank you
supportive.
to
Really appreciate it.
everybody.
Everybody,
Thank you to
Kathy B,
everyone for
everybody,
supporting
Kenyatta's journey,
the
everybody.
Eco Neighbor channel. Thank you very much.
Shy, you already know.
Shakir, what's up? How you doing? Social credit. All right.
Oh, you ready to dive on in? You ain't even
Oh,
playing with
no,
it. You ain't even
no.
playing
Go
with it.
ahead. Go
No. I
ahead.
mean, I'm good. I'm good.
just vibing. I was just looking at my phone and saw the this is my first time seeing the cover photo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What you think about it?
This was like vibing in the head wrap though. Okay.
What's up, little Gigi? Hey,
Hey,
you want to
Gigi.
come in and just say happy birthday? Let us say happy birthday to you. You want to come in and say happy birthday to you? They ain't seen you in about 10
okay.
Sundays.
Leave her alone.
Okay.
Oh, she had her night last night.
Yeah. We still
Good thing. We
vibing
look
off
forward
of
to
that.
seeing y'all every Sunday. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Man.
We look forward to being on here. Thank you very much.
So let me do something real quick while you vibe a little bit with the crowd because you just came in. Let me do something.
All right. So thank you. Little Gigi, they saying happy birthday to you, baby. She is the big 19, y'all. She is officially 19 years old. I can't believe it. That's our baby. All in the soil. Good morning to you. How are you doing? Good to see you in the chat today. So it was a great week. Let me go back to last week and say thank you to all of the love from last week for my birthday too. I appreciate it. I'm going to show you guys what I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to show you what is happening with the funds that came from you guys for last week.
That's what's up.
It's coming up. Appreciate you guys.
Curious to
always
see that.
Supporting the homestead. Thank you.
Very curious to see that. So
you already know. Stop trying to act like you don't.
They sent you a lot of love, baby. Sent you a lot of love. So we're gonna start. We're gonna go straight to the topic.
African Dreaming, how you doing?
What's up,
Grand Rising,
brother and sister? What's going on? So I wanna start out a long time ago when there was a need to exchange, right? People exchange resources from talents to skills to products, and as society grew, this is going to be real fast because we're going to get to the topic, right? But I want to set this platform. As society grew, some people didn't have the same talents that were needed at certain times. Like, for instance, if you sold firewood, it wasn't needed during the summer, but you still had to survive. You still needed resources. So there had to be some type of what we call currency. The currency had to be established so wealth could be distributed, not just amongst those that constantly had something in need or the resource that had something in need, but it could be as a form of savings. Like if I specialize was in winter gear or firewood or what have you, I still needed to exist in the spring. I still need to exist during the summertime. So what currency allowed me to do, rather than just exchanging physical, tangible goods, currency allowed me to hold on to some of those resources in the wintertime and be able to disperse them when I wasn't producing during those times of summer, right? So fast forward, I'm doing this real high level thing. One time we exchanged precious metals, jewelry, diamonds, metals, all types of nickel, all kinds of different metals. But the currency, there was levels of currency. Like you had gold, you had silver, you had nickel. You had a lot of different things that you exchanged, copper, a lot of different things, bronze, a lot of different currency. And because they needed to be level, because some people couldn't afford the gold, the silver. Some of them could only afford the copper and the nickel. but they could had the opportunity to bridge that gap by saving up a bunch of copper, a bunch of nickels to enter into the silver, to enter into the gold, and other resources. But you couldn't carry all of that stuff. So it came out to exchange those coins and currencies to what we take a look at some of these things. This right here, you might not be able to see it real good, but we exchanged these coins, these metals. We exchanged these metals, right, for this. Understand, every single phase, it gets a little bit easier, right? Instead of you carrying all that copper, instead of you carrying all of the heavy stuff, we're going to make it convenient for you, and you can cash in and exchange your heavy stuff for some of this light stuff. And this right here is, most people look at this and say this is a dollar bill, but it's not a dollar bill, right? This right here is a silver certificate. It looks like a dollar bill.
Bring it down.
Bring it down.
Yeah, there you go. In the light.
It looks like a dollar bill, but if you notice here, this is a little bit different. It is actually a silver certificate, and it's currency. So no longer do you have to walk around and carry those silver dollars, right? No longer do you have to be burdened with the heavy and the weight. And it's so easy for people to track you down. And as this place was established, for them the wagons were heavy. They got bogged down with gold and silver and metals. We're going to make it easier for you. We're going to make it totally lighten your load, and we're going to provide you. You send us your precious metals, and we're going to give you these notes.
Now, do you think that was a good thing or a bad thing?
Nothing is wrong with currency or notes until it is handled in a bad way. And what I mean by a bad way, when you start devaluing and not backing. So that whole idea was, if you had this, you could go to the bank and still pull out your silver coin. The whole idea was, if you had these dollars that added up to an ounce of gold, those dollars should be backed and supported by the gold. Where it came in and changed everything was, these were printed outpacing the actual tangible material. Investments were starting to make. You would turn in your money into the banks. And it's funny, like this whole thing about this banking, this retirement and all this stuff. People hold your money that you work for. And I don't care whether it's a day, a week, 3 months, 4 months, they hold your money. When you need your money right then, you can't withdraw your money based on certain monies or certain types of transactions. You try taking some of your money out for early retirement. You try taking some of your money out on certain investment funds. There's so many contingencies. There's so many penalties. There's so many forms, and this person got to sign it. Your employer got to sign it. The financial institution got to sign it. Then you got to fill out this form just to get something that's yours, when it took you absolutely nothing but 5 to 6 minutes or 3 to 4 minutes to deposit.
I'm curious to know how many people in the chat have attempted to take out funds from their retirement within the last, I would say, 2 years. Have you attempted to take out any funds from your retirement plan or your deferred comp or whatever it is that you have in order to, buy some land or buy whatever it is that you need for that time? Hands in the chat for those who have attempted. And what was your experience if you've done it within the last 2 years?
Yeah.
What was
there's
your
been major
experience?
change.
What was it like for you to get your own money, or if you've gone to a bank
Just to
within
get
the
it.
last couple of
Yeah.
years, just to get a couple of $1,000s out of your bank account, your money that you put in your bank account, how easy or difficult was it for you?
And Lord knows if you get anything north of 5,000, if you withdraw anything north of 5 grand.
Look,
I mean,
even less than that now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They having to call managers, they
Mhm.
having to call backup managers, they having to call the overseers of the whole credit union or bank at that one location. Like, has anybody just had it easy? I want to know. I want to know. I'm curious.
Now, another thing that really you want to check it on the phone, see what it looks like, because I see
It looks just like it
just
looks
like
right
this.
here.
Okay, do you want to be in the full sun? Because
I mean,
it's gonna get
every
real.
time, every time.
Okay, I just hope you ready for the
Hold
sweat.
on, hold on, y'all.
Let me help you up. He snapped that from me. All right, we almost ready, y'all. Give me 1 second. You know, Gigi got to have it done a certain way, so gotta make sure it combinate.
All right. Excuse us, y'all. We just trying to get out of the shadows. Trying to get out of the shadows for the most part.
You're gonna need to face that way directly. Let the sun hit you in the face. Just give your heads up.
Okay, it's moving now.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay. All right, let's
I'm
keep
good.
going.
I'm good.
Let's keep going.
I don't mind being dog. What? I don't mind. So going back to what I was trying to explain and kind of go through it. Now we have these dollars, right? But we still don't have enough because now the dollars are outpacing the price, what we call inflation, the price to do exchanges, the price to purchase goods and services. So then they create this system called credit. And with credit comes a credit score. And so you have people who don't have the money now, but they have a credit score that's strong and they can get access to more money than people who have money. So imagine this. I'm a producer. I create resources for people. And here I am. I haven't been doing the necessary steps because it's a necessary step to get and to grow your credit and to build and maintain credit. But I've been doing mainly transactions on, hey, you need this? Well, I can give you this. Exchanges and bartering, and also paying cash for everything, not putting nothing on credit. I've been disciplined. I've been good with my money. But guess what happened? Everybody else is utilizing this credit. So now when I go to buy that same product that I used to buy years ago, it's double and triple the price because people are now swiping. They're not using the silver, the metals, none of that. They're not even using the currency anymore. They're using credit. So now we got credit. Now the credit has even become outpaced based on inflation. The wages can't keep up. The cost of goods and services can't keep up. Now we have a thing where in every single transition from precious metals to currency to credit, it separates the people.
Mm.
Every single situation, it separates the people. And what happens is now we're in ever since when that article. I think I read an article. It said in 2010 they started experimenting with this thing called social
Has it been
credit.
that long?
Well,
Since 2010?
in China, according
Oh,
to
okay,
an
okay,
article I
okay,
read in
okay.
China. Okay, we have not really gone as into depth over here as we have. But for some of those who say, what is social credit system? A social credit system is a proposed economic and social, no, is economic and it's social framework where individuals are assigned a score based on their behavior
Mm.
and their activities. But this is where it is with, that means in addition, with society. So let me go back.
Okay.
Let me go back
Yeah, that
and take a
behavior
look.
thing.
Wait a minute. I know you're jumping at a bit. You've been waiting on this one, but let me make sure everybody understand what I'm saying. A social credit system is a proposed economic and social framework. Already I see a divide in the oil and the water.
Mm.
If you don't see the oil and the water right now, economic and social framework. What kind of framework? Where individuals are assigned. Wait a minute. I don't get to choose my score. I'm assigned a score,
Hmm.
right? Just like the credit score. Now,
Yeah.
I ain't even going to touch that, really, the underlying things on that, right? It's tied to
Yeah.
your social security. Anyway, a score based on their behavior and that means in addition, activities within society.
Mm.
The score can be influenced by various factors such as a financial responsibility, community engagement, come on now, adherence to laws and regulations, and even social interactions.
Mm.
Now, what happened between separation for church and state, religious belief, all of this? Because let me tell you, some of this stuff is going to separate people, families, and a lot of other stuff.
Mm.
Proponents argue that such a system could promote a trust and cooperation among citizens, encourage positive behavior. What? How can you measure positive behavior? I mean, some of this stuff is okay,
Okay.
and discourage actions that may be harmful to society. Okay, I'm not going to keep reading some of this
All right.
on this. I'm going to stop right there and
You
let
want to
you
go
come
back
on
to the
in.
beginning?
Yeah,
You want to go back to the beginning?
yeah.
So, so those are my questions. I got questions.
Come
Those
on,
are my
come on through, baby.
questions.
Come on through.
So, the last question that you asked was my first question. What is going to determine because think about it socially, as it relates to the world,
Okay,
socially,
okay.
different things are acceptable in different cultures.
Okay.
So who, I guess I should say, more than what, who is going to determine what's acceptable and what is not acceptable behavior in certain societies for certain people? Who is going to determine it? I want to know that.
So just like currency, if you think about this, you have different types of currency. Like we got the US dollar, right? Class example. The US dollars is managed and is orchestrated primarily in the United States. China, they have their own currency. Throughout Africa, throughout Mexico, throughout Canada, they have their own. But on a worldwide spectrum, it's all only a few that controls all of this stuff.
Mm.
Keep that in mind. Since the beginning of time, it's only a few that controls all this stuff, but they divvy it out, and allow certain things throughout different countries, right?
Mm.
We've been controlled for a long time with amount of currency, amount of flow, and all that kind of stuff. Then on top of that, I think it's going to be broken up based into wherever you are, based on that society. That's why you're getting a reorganization of not only social media, not only a lot of stuff. And I'm trying to warn everybody, be careful, y'all, what you're doing on this social media. The younger you are, the more I want you to be cautious of what you're doing. I know it seems fun. I know it seems grandiose. I know it's popular, but understand it's going to impact you in the future.
And that's what I mean. Like, who is going to be the determining factor on what is acceptable? Because what's acceptable in one community
Mhm.
is totally unacceptable in another. So are you going to have the I saw M. Edwards say the have is going to be the haves and the have not.
It's already that.
That's it's already that, and it's going to be on a whole
But it's
different
separating.
spectrum.
It's even separating the haves and the have not.
Right.
You know, you're
It's going
gonna
to be on a
have the
whole different
granddaddy
spectrum.
papas versus the grandmama papas and the baby little papas. You're gonna have a lot of different stuff. But
So are people outside of your community supposed to give you a social credit score determining what your behavior should be within your own community? I want to know all of that.
have you heard us or other content creators say like and subscribe? It's going to be multi-level. Notice I name economical, I name society. You're going to have different parts, just like a credit score is based on multiplicity of different things, factors. You know, it could be payment history, it could be debt to income ratio. A part of your social credit will be your peers, will be how they interact with you, will be your postings, will be some of the politics stance that you take. It will be a lot of different things, but that will be only one piece and one component.
I was just about to say, because if it was going to be your peers, that would be different.
It's going to be more than your peers.
And that's where I'm going. If it was going to just be your peers, that would be different. But if it's going to be somebody who doesn't even know you, who don't know your culture, right, who don't know any of that, grading you, then how is that going to play out for the people who are being graded? Ms. Native Cherokee said, like, we still in school being graded.
Well, we are in a lot of cases. You know, some of the crazy things that they're still working through the process. And let me continue to read another piece.
Sylvia.
What Sylvia said?
Answered the question from earlier. Hello to everybody who just popped in. So, hello and welcome.
Ms. Cherokee
welcome
Native,
to you guys. Nikki, I saw you pop in.
Nikki, what's
the
going
Educated
on?
Natural.
The Educated Natural. Hello, how you doing?
Welcome to you guys. Welcome coming in. And M. Edwards. Let's see. It's been over. Sylvia Fit Never Quit says it's been over 5 years since I tried. It was somewhat easy. They were a little nosy to me. Them. What do you need this much money for? Me. What? Why
your
you
money.
Want or need to know? Yeah, asking you
your
what
money.
You need your money for from your account.
Now, Sylvia, I'm glad you said somebody. What happens when it's truly cashless?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My God.
Oh my God. What happens when it's truly?
Ooh, they're gonna push a button and cut you off. Say you had an attitude.
See,
when you
hold on, you jumping through now. You coming through.
Bad.
Hold on. Let me go back. Let me go back. Come on. No, you good. You rattling the cage now. You rattling the cage. Let's go down right through here. Okay.
She just roll her neck when I asked her.
Oh my goodness.
What she needed her money for? What reason did you need this money for? Did she just roll her neck? What does that even mean? I'm taking that as aggression.
So this social credit system, it's been mostly tested in China. The Chinese government has been developing and rolling out a comprehensive social credit system since the early 2010s, aiming to monitor and evaluate the behavior of individuals. Notice I keep saying behavior.
Yeah.
Behavior now.
Yeah.
Come on now. Of individuals and businesses across various aspects of daily life. So all of these people pushing about you, don't put nothing in your name, don't do nothing like this, put it in your business name, put it in this. Let me tell y'all something. We're gonna have to develop skills, y'all. We're gonna have to have things that they can't not be taken away from us. We gotta grow, we gotta learn how to grow. We're gonna have to learn how to do basic necessity stuff, because when or if it gets cut off,
when
I put a when before the if it gets cut off, you better be ready not to miss a beat, and your kids better be ready not to miss a beat. Because what's going to really be important you're not gonna understand right now. I guarantee you, FPD, like, what in the world happened? You ask R. Kelly right now, what in the world happened? I ain't did nothing no different. Let me tell you, we watching people. This whole organization is getting dismantled.
I'm glad you used the word organization.
It's getting
Corporation. Organization.
It's saying that individuals and businesses across various aspects in daily life. Now, here it is where you can right now create a S corp, C corp, or whatever you want to incorporate. And if they deem, look at politics how it been. You know, we got things like you remember the teaching about diversity programs. We got stuff to talk about maybe even gay rights or whatever. And imagine if you said something that was not pleasing to government or to somebody higher than government. What would they do to your business? Oh, I'm a little man. They won't see me.
So we think.
Okay. Let me keep going. So
we think the little man is not seen. Let me tell you something about that. The big eyes in the sky see everybody. They see everybody because they sit at a level where they can see everybody. And guess what? Those little men that they know have a potential to be on their level, they coming for you. You're the ones that they're coming for. They're not just because you're small does not mean that the people that have much more than you are not going to come for you. They are going to come for you because they don't want you where they are. They know your potential. They don't want you going to where they are, so they coming for you. They're going to try to stand in your way. They're going to try to do everything they can to discredit you, to make you have a lower social credit score. It's the same thing going on now in between brothers and sisters and family and friends and so-called friends, etc. It's the same thing happening, but when it moves to a level where people can actually cut your money off, you're talking about something totally different then.
Well, let me do this, y'all. They are experimenting. We're watching this as these large figures in our society get locked up for serious time. They're testing this stuff now to see reactions and to see how things are played out on a larger scale, to see how it trickles down. But understand the difference is between your money and this social credit. This is when we talk about social, we talking about your character. We talking about your word. They're trying to take away your word, your character, your bond. This is deeper than just money. Because money you can come back and get. They can take it, you can come back and stack it up once you learn how to do it. But your character, when you ain't got no money, you ain't got no character, you don't have your word, you messed up. This is what makes this different. We're talking about your behavior. When you talk about somebody's behavior, right now we can frame something into place where it deals with your behavior.
Your word is your bond.
At the end of the day, if you ain't got nothing. So we're talking about stripping away your moral fiber and your finances. So you can't buy your way out of this. You can't contract your way out of this. You can't negotiate your way out of this because nothing you said, nothing will be believed.
So what are some of the implications of having a bad social credit score? Think about the position that we're in now with our financial credit score, right?
Okay.
So the people that don't pay on time or early, they get the worst end of the stick. You know, they're going to have to pay more in interest, which is like the biggest thing. You can't ask to borrow anything from anybody. It's kind of like I was talking about one of the weeks. I was talking about how borrowing a cup of sugar or borrowing a few eggs until I went to the store, that was a real thing growing up in my neighborhood. If somebody didn't have something and you're their neighbor, they'll come over and ask you, can I borrow a few eggs until I'm able to get a ride to the store or go to the grocery store? Can I borrow a cup of sugar until I go to the grocery store, and then I'll bring it back to you? Like, that was a real thing. And now we're talking about, if that person always came to borrow a cup of sugar from you, but every time they went to the store, they forgot to bring that cup back to help you replenish your stock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or if they wanted a couple of eggs, let me borrow a couple of eggs till I go to the store, I'll bring it back. They never brought it back. Then how would you treat them after the fifth or the sixth time? Would you give them anything? You probably wouldn't give them anything. You're going to say, you know what? You're going to have to catch a cab. You're going to have to get a ride. You're going to have to Uber it. You're going to have to do whatever you got to do in order to go to the store to get your own, because you don't ever return mine. You're taking food out of my family. When it comes to this social credit score, it's going to be the same way. Just like the credit scores that we have now, it's the same way. If you don't pay them bills back, if you don't pay your $100 a month or whatever your credit card bill turns out to be, then guess what? None of the other companies are going to allow you to get a credit card from them. And the cycle, but when you're talking about your word, when you're talking about the social aspect of this thing, so now nobody wants to deal with you. Nobody wants to have anything to do with you. And you're looking at, if you need food, and this another one, I ain't gonna go too deep right now. I'm gonna let you comment. But when you're looking at food, at getting food, if you're still needing to go to the grocery store for certain things, then what do? If your peers have said this person is not what we need in our community, and then the other people outside your community don't want you, so what do? Like, how do you balance that? How do you even determine if you're misbehaving? If your culture is one thing and somebody else's is another, and they're judging you off of what their culture does?
Well, first of all, ignorance is no excuse for disobeying the law. Number two, um, I don't know why we don't
I don't know
understand.
why.
I don't know why we don't understand that every day is a day of war.
Mm.
I don't know why we don't understand that in
Ooh.
society.
Where's she at?
In society, I don't know why we don't understand that we are not designed. Oh, I said it before. Whether we like it or not, don't we understand that a person is more valuable locked up
Mm.
than going to a job working for 30 and 40 years?
Mm.
Don't we understand that a child that have type 2 diabetes at an early age and only lives to 50 or 60 years old is more financially beneficial to society than someone who lives to be 104 and spitting health, and that's responsible, they're disciplined, they grow their own food, they do all. The person that is in a more grave situation, if you're public housing, if you own this type of system where you get funds, you spend typically more money than a person that saves for a house, a person that works every day, 3 and 4 jobs, a person that we don't realize the amount of, when you're in poverty, and I'm not saying you make that choice. I'm not saying you make those choices. Don't get it twisted. What I'm saying is we're born into a lot of this stuff. We don't have a choice.
We have an ascribed status.
Yeah. And believe me, it's not by osmosis. It's a planned generational thing. That's why I have this course about breaking that generational course.
Yeah, man.
But what I'm saying is, according to when we look at this country was established, not just this country, this world was established on currency, on flow of currency. You are more beneficial when you spend money and you go out and you do transactions. You're worth more whether you earn the money or not. The more money put into an irresponsible hand is the more money that flows, right? So with that said, it's not designed for you to be good and okay. It's designed for you to struggle. It's designed for you to want and need. It's designed for you to crave. It's designed for you to want to just go after it. Because imagine if everybody was comfortable, fat, and good. There would be no product. There would be no nothing. There'll be no desire. We would just be good, and we would just consume, just like within ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But with that said, well, what you're saying is, with that frame of mind, if these systems are not designed for a lot of people to flourish, but for the majority to come, because you got to understand, over these next, since 2020, you got more people that haven't been talking about finances, credit, business, establish your trust fund, LLC. You never had this amount of volume coming with awakeness and alertness and people paying attention to the news and all of this stuff. But now there got to be something that's going to separate that from the next level. And how do you separate it? You come up with another system where I got good credit. I go to work, but you speak your opinion. You done rallied, or you done gone somewhere, or you paid funding for a nonprofit organization that was displeasing. Guess what happens? What happens is I can't rent it to you because your social credit score ain't here, but your credit score is all right, but your social credit score ain't here. Or you said something to piss certain large corporation or somebody off.
Yeah.
Your credit score looks great. Yeah, your education, we can't give you the job because of your social credit score. It's coming, y'all, whether we like it or not. But the key is, what do? You ask what we do. When you get a bad social credit score, you do the same thing that you do with a credit score. If you want to play into the system, if you don't want to play in the system, you be patient. You go back to the old school. That means you might not have this $500,000 house. You might have $120,000 house, but it may be furnished. It may be comfortable. It may be good, but you're going to have to do some type of shifting and balance, because if you can't get a job, or you can't get credit, or they want to take away your freedom and rather lock you up because you ain't making $80,000 to $100,000 a year, you making $50,000 a year, and they pay for an inmate far more than $50,000 a year to just stay in prison. So, and then if you're in prison, I keep saying, you got phone calls you make, you got canteen you pay for, you're more productive. You not only get a stipend to be in prison, you don't get the money. The organization get the money. The organization get a pay per person. That's why they count them on the census. You know, you get these small towns, they contribute, right? So understand, they healthcare don't come for free. They housing don't come for free. The 24-hour care don't come for free. The transportation don't come for free. The food don't come for free. So guess what happens? If you getting a failing score, you getting a not prosperous situation, then you get in a life of crime. Then you get in a life of destitute. Then you get desperate. Then you start taking stuff that ain't yours, or you get to manipulate systems. You start circumventing systems, and guess what happens? Then you get a record. Then when you get a record, you go through the judicial system, you go through probation, you pay the probation, you play that song and dance. Now you constrained to stuff you really can't do, which you really couldn't do before. Now you in prison.
And
this
how
whole
about,
cycle begins.
And you know, my thing is, because I'm very, very focused on making sure that we can always have this thing behind us, this garden. Want to always make sure that we can have a garden.
101.
Because I'm seeing,
Mayzik.
How you doing, Mayzik? How you doing, Belinda? Country Hustle 101. Good to see you guys. So I was watching this one video, and there was this, she was an Asian woman, and she was talking about she couldn't go into the store because she wouldn't get the poke. She couldn't go into the grocery store in order to get food because she refused to get the poke. And so her family was trying to help her. You know, they would pass her off one of their cards to be able to get into the grocery store so that she could have food. And then the system quickly caught on to that. They quickly caught on to the fact that her family had passed this card off to her, because remember, if we're on a cashless system, they know everything. They know your every move when you go to buy toilet paper, when you go to buy deodorant. They know everything. They know every single thing that you purchase when on a cashless system. And let me tell you what I discovered just recently. I have the Walmart app on my phone.
Mhm.
Every time I go into Walmart, whether I use the app or not, it is keeping up with everything that I purchase. I purchase off of Walmart.com. Okay, yeah, I expect you to have that. But every single item that I purchase when I go into Walmart, I'm not sure yet because I hadn't looked into it whether they're scanning, whether they're keeping up with the credit cards that I use online. But I know that I have used cards that are not attached to my Walmart app, and yet they're still attaching those items that I bought to me.
Well, first of all, we really don't have. I was trying to show that we think we're not there at the cashless system. We already
We're
there.
already there. It was my point.
But we have these apps, whether they're game apps. We purchase things online. We use our phones instead of credit cards. And even when we swipe, they've been keeping data. Swiping been keeping data for the longest. Like I told y'all, even back in the days with infrared, where you go in the store and the area, the amount of time you spend with products you buy. But the cars keep track. You got everything from safety devices keep track. And every time you allow location, you open up location, you're giving them rights to not only follow you, track you, but you're also giving them rights to also witness some of your activities, as far as where you're staying at, for how long you stand.
Yeah.
And it could be something simple as on an aisle in a store, or it could be something simpler as going to a certain location.
And they say it's to help you as a user, to help with the user experience.
It goes back to them dollars. Instead of
it
you
goes straight to
have
them dollars.
heavy coins, we're going to make it easier for you to have something very thin, very light, and it's worth the same thing.
Yeah.
But what you're doing when you turn to loose those coins and you make that exchange, you now have no longer control over that precious tangible metal. You now have to agree to a contract. Every time we swipe, every time we exchange dollars, every time we do that, we go into contracts.
Yeah.
And those contracts and the laws and the rules of those contracts, they change.
And nobody ever reads the fine print in these apps that we download.
And then there's a thing called updates.
And it's convenient.
Do you agree?
And that's what
to the updates?
We are stuck on. We're stuck on convenience.
Yep. And this is the way that things are gathered, because it's too hot out here. I don't want to plant nothing. It takes too long. Then I got to water. I don't have time to water. No difference between your child. I'm working 2 jobs. I moved into this neighborhood. I bought this house so my kids can have this great education. So this, and what you're doing, you're taking more and more time from what really matters. You know what I'm saying? You're spending all this time, and now your child raising your own child, raising themselves, and then their peers help raising your child, and whoever, the cousin, the uncle, the freak, or whatever, they help raising them. And then you got all of this stuff because you're thinking you're providing when you could have been living in a little cottage in a little small town, and you could be working a regular job and be home a little bit later than when your child, or might even be home when your child. Here it is where your quality of life and your child upbringing, quality of life is amazing. Because I keep saying, I ain't know we was in poverty. Well, I didn't know we were lacking. Let me just say this, because we were blessed. My mom worked hard, but she compromised a lot by working hard, by going to school and working 2 jobs, left me to raise myself. Hence latchkey kid, right? I had to find something to get into, right? So what I'm saying is, what happens is when you take away from one resource and you don't keep balancing your life, guess what happens? Something goes lacking. So the whole idea of understanding what's valuable and what's important Is it more valuable for your child to grow up in a little small quaint town and not a lot of opportunity, but you were there to bless them with a lot of opportunities as far as interaction, teaching lessons in life, morals, values. You taught a lot of different things, and then you all together left that place once you got more established and a little bit older, and y'all together might have moved now that you established this bond, that you obtained this bond, and y'all work with each other, it made it been better versus leaving at an early age, going out here, you living in these big cities of poverty, you living in these inner cities, and you witnessing all kinds of stuff. Your children witnesses stuff they probably wouldn't even seen in a lifetime. Firsthand, they interacting with it. And then you got to ask yourself, yeah, I did get education. I did get this, but in the end, did it really benefit my upbringing? Did it really benefit a lot of stuff?
It's so funny that you brought that up. Recently, our college student called me because she had to do a research paper on this very topic. And she asked me some various questions, starting with questions about the times that I did work outside the home when they were young teenagers. And so she was asking questions like, how did you feel, or what was your experience like with being a working mom, with being away from the children? Like, what do you think the children's experience was with you being a working parent and being away? So it's funny that you mentioned that, and it made me think, because I hadn't really put a lot of, she had some really in-depth questions, but I hadn't really put that much thought into what their experience was like. But now that they're older, they're like sending videos and stuff to our little private group chat, the girls group chat, of when I was at work and the stuff that they were doing. And I'm like, what in the world? When did this happen? It's a lot of stuff that happens when your parents aren't around. And you had 3 girls, they were basically all teenagers and they were looking out for each other. But it's amazing the stuff that happens when you're not there, when you're not around. Like, you just don't even understand. But I was glad that they were videoing some of the stuff, because it helped me to see some of what they went through while I wasn't there.
So this social credit system, it said the system incorporates data from sources such as financial transactions. See, we tying right back into what you were saying. These sources will come from financial transactions, social media activity, and public records to assign individuals and organizations a social credit score. So we get both sides: your organization, nonprofits, your for-profit, you as an individual, and maybe even groups. Some of us are a part of groups and everything. Don't you understand that whenever you are part of maybe a sorority or any type of group or any type of organization, one numbskull could do something that affect your whole impact of your whole score?
You remember when you posted something online, and the way you said it was harmless to most people, the way you said it, but somebody took offense to what you said, and they sent you a message. You remember when they sent you a message, and then you were like reading it back to me like, what was wrong with this? And I was like, this right here that you said, because people are so sensitive. People are so super sensitive and emotional that this right here is what they caught you on, and you had gone against the community guidelines for saying this right now.
Yeah. And matter of fact, it was something for my business. I was running an ad, and then it was just one word in there that I didn't even. it wasn't nothing wrong with the word. It was just in the conversation, it was implied that it would have meant something with a certain mindset. But with the open-minded mindset, it meant nothing, right?
Mm.
But it's all about perception. It's all about perception of
That's people's reality.
who is ever in control.
That's their reality.
Now,
you can say something that you don't even know was offensive,
mm-hmm.
and get banned. Yeah. Get totally banned.
Mm-hmm. Kicked out of groups and everything.
Kicked out of everything because you said something that you don't even know offended.
It's going to hit different when it messes up your finance. Yeah. And when it messes up your access, because this is what we're getting to. Now let's go to this part of this because I want to get through this paragraph.
Yeah.
The score can impact access to various services, including travel, loans. Wait a minute. Education.
How?
All this free information people giving out. I'm telling you now. Education and employment opportunities. Let me read this one more time. The score can impact access to various services, including travel, loans, education, and employment opportunities. You might have your passport all you want to. You may have your bills paid, and you got enough savings account. You done prepaid for your room. You done prepaid for your tours. You done prepaid for everything. And it's ready to go. But it says it can impact your travel. You may have did very good with your credit score. You've been working on your savings. You did everything you're supposed to do. And you're applying for maybe a federal grant or federal loan or any type of loan. And it can be impacted. You may have did everything you could for buying the right property, getting in the right school district, getting in the right place, and your child might not be able to go to a certain school based on something you said or something that was part of the organization you with. Understand this now. And you might have went to school, got your degree, no bad record as far as felonies or anything like that, and you did your experience, and then you right here getting this job, and they say no because of your social credit. So while China's social credit system is the most well-known example, similar initiatives or pilot programs have been explored in other countries as well, although on a smaller scale with a different objectives. Different objectives. Who gets to decide these objectives? Who gets to decide what this will be implied?
That's my biggest question in all of this. Who is making the decisions on how good you are or what you need for your life and your family?
Sometimes it ain't about no goodness. Sometimes it's about agreeability. And if you think about that, not based on goodness, but agreeability or acceptance.
Acceptance.
That's scary.
Whether you're accepted by a certain person or a certain group or certain people will determine what you get in life.
And I believe there will be multiple gatekeepers. There will not be no one gatekeeper. Like what we see, the credit score, we got 3 or 4 different credit bureaus. It will be multiple gatekeepers. Now, can you imagine you come to certain states and you have said certain things or posted certain or tweeted certain things, and they now blocking your access to certain places, to certain parts of the state, to certain countries, to certain travel bans? Think about it. This is what is being proposed. This is what's being proposed. Today is my B-Day too. Happy Aries.
Aries. Team Aries in this thing. And see, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Nurse in Nature. His email is econeighbor, just like his channel name, at gmail.com. So it really depends on where you are and what you need done. Eco Neighbor will not be cutting down no big trees for nobody. Gigi has
What is going
made a
on? I didn't see the
decision.
question. What's the question?
Been having a little conversation with Nurse in Nature.
Okay.
But talk to Eco Neighbor, depending on where you are, depending on what you need done. If it's something that him and Annabelle can do, then okay. Depending on where you are, depending on what you need done. Big trees are an absolute no. Won't be happening. Not Eco Neighbor. All right. So thank you for asking. econeighbor@gmail.com. Just have a conversation with him.
How you gonna speak for me?
I'm speaking for you when it comes to freaking trees and cutting trees down. Yes.
All right, Nurse in Nature. Okay. All right. Repeat the email.
econeighbor@gmail.com.
You can look at it in my contact page too, on this page. Salon Diva.
Hi, Salon Diva.
What's going on?
How you doing?
How you doing today?
Sassy. How you doing, Sassy? Good to see you in the chat.
So, what will this system change as it relates to money? First, it's going to impact access to financial services. Individuals with higher social credit scores may receive preferential treatment when applying for loans, putting others ahead of others. It also may be affecting mortgages. Yeah, we can't do this with this, but we can do this based on your credit cards. Those with lower scores might face difficulties in accessing these services or may be subject to higher interest rates.
Wow.
What? Who would ever think that? The poorer people, or the people who may have not quite balanced every single thing according to your standard may have to pay more. Who would ever think? Who would think?
Who would have thought it?
Yeah, who would have thought that? Yeah. I pay a higher rate for education than you.
Brenda King, good morning. How you doing? Good to see you.
It also will impact on spending power. Social credit scores could affect purchasing power. Now, if I work at XYZ per hour, and that means at the end of that work week, I'm supposed to get XYZ. So how can they affect my purchasing power?
And you got the money.
And I got the money.
You're socially not right. You
gotta come
cooperate with everybody.
We're gonna slowly.
You don't
drip
do what other people want you to do. So.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
Oh man. So who gets to decide this?
Exactly. Sickening.
As individuals with higher scores may be eligible for discounts or perks from business seeking to attract customers with good reputations. Wow.
Shutting everybody else out.
Conversely, individuals with lower scores might find themselves excluded from certain promotions or targeted with higher prices.
Wow. And it's so funny to me. It's so funny to me how over the last 20 years, the hammer has been put down on get educated. You got to have a 4-year degree to get this basic behind job. You got to have a degree for this. You had to have a degree for that. Then we go and
that's a medical widget. That's a medical widget that you're putting in a hole.
We go and get the degrees to be able to collect the bottle tops, right?
Oh, okay.
And make sure that the bottle tops are stacked appropriately.
Because
we get a 4-year
engineering
degree.
piece to that.
Yes, and we got the degree
Even
for
though
it.
There's a template guide to do it.
We got the degree for it. We got the 4-year degree for it. And now they're telling you, oh, degrees don't mean that much. Since now all y'all done went and got the degrees and you owe $50,000 and $100,000 in student loans now. The degree really doesn't mean that much anymore. The degrees are the bachelor's degree is really outdated right now. So if you go and get your master's degree, well, we already have a master's degree. So what's your excuse? What's your next excuse?
Your social credit score is the excuse.
And that's where I was going. So, well, it's not really that you needed a master's degree. It's that your social credit is not quite good enough. You've been
posting some sketchy
stuff that you've been posted.
And do you realize during that movement You said such and such.
You said that. We got it. We got receipts.
And during the Super Bowl, you made a comment in the live performance.
And you made Big Jake feel some type of way by saying that on your live stream.
You went against religious beliefs.
You did. And
by
you
saying
said,
what you feel.
And you said that man couldn't push no baby out.
Wait a minute.
You messed up when you said that.
This is Gigi now. She going
you
to
messed
detail.
up when you said that. They already know. They already know.
So
they already know. Charge it to Gigi Naturals Homestead. This is not the opinion of Eco Neighbor. This is the opinion of Gigi Naturals Homestead. Y'all know what happens when I get to go in it.
So it says financial behavior tracking. We using this word behavior a lot. Financial behavior tracking. Financial transactions could be more closely scrutinized as a part of the social credit evaluation process. Responsible financial behavior, such as timely bill payments and a low debt levels, might contribute positively to one's social credit score, while frequent late payments or excessive debt could have a negative impact. So what happens to people that do bankruptcy? Go with me, y'all. Be patient. Today's society, I could do bankruptcy, right? Bad credit score, right? But my loaf of bread is the same that Gigi with a great credit score pays.
The same
loaf.
The same
but with my
loaf.
social credit score, I might have to pay $10 for that loaf, while Gigi paid $3 for the same loaf. Y'all think we're crazy?
And how dare you try to boycott us and not buy it? How dare you?
And
I wish you would, because I'm gonna mess up everything else.
Bad social credit. You make that decision to do bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Life didn't happen to you, and life wasn't lifing. You got to pay the cost. You think you can escape responsibility? You think by not paying your debt, you can just escape? And yeah, they writing it off. Who cares about what they writing off? Don't worry about what they writing off. But you think you can live and get everything like what we get, that we're responsible, and you don't get?
Yeah.
I can't help it if I started out at a higher credit score or social score than you did, even though
I can't help because my baby had a 850 when yours had a 400 starting out.
Your whole family been doing the right thing. Your whole family been making the right moves. So we're going to give you a social credit score higher, and you're going to get discounts. So why did my app, I downloaded the app, Gigi, why did my app give me that same discount at that store that your app got? Influence on investments and insurance. Let's go here. We finna go here, y'all. Social credit scores could potentially influence investment decisions. Okay. I talked about this retirement fund. You just drop stuff here, you drop stuff there. Now you high risk. They already do with insurance. They've been doing it with insurance for years.
Yeah.
If they know whether you smoke, whether you drink, whether you do this, whether you got bad habits, whether you don't do all of that stuff lowers your mortality rate, right? Raises your mortality rate, right? It raises it. If it raises it, that means you got higher premiums, right?
Yeah.
This is all just tying into everything else, except it's going to deal with your food, your utilities, your housing, your transportation, your jobs. It's going to tie into everything, y'all. So understand this. Social credit scores could potentially influence investment decisions and insurance premiums. Investors and insurers might use these scores as one factor in assessing risk, lending to differential treatment based on an individual's perceived trustworthiness.
Okay? Their perceived trustworthiness. And once again, who is the person that is perceiving you as being trustworthy? Who is going to be your judge, your jury, your executioner? Who is going to be there?
The Wizard of Oz.
And there's nobody behind the curtain.
Nobody behind that curtain. Toto, come here. So, potential for rewards and penalties. Government or businesses could implement initiatives or penalties based on social credit scores. For example, individuals with high scores might receive tax breaks or subsidies, while those with low scores might face fines or restrictions on certain activities. Certain activities. They did mention you might not be able to get grants. You might not be able to get subsidies. You might not be able to get by with that deferring loans. You might be taxed at a higher rate.
See, might be.
So if you're a renter, well, if you're a renter, you might be paying just as much house taxes as somebody that owns a house. I'm just saying. I don't know. It's very interesting on what's going on.
This is gonna be interesting. Let's see. They have the social credit score in China, where if you comply, you get benefits such as travel, jobs, and other things. If you don't comply, nobody will hire you or lend you money. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's exactly what we're talking about. Nobody is going to deal with you if you are not complying. All you have to do is comply.
That's it. That's it.
Where is the freedom in that?
And yeah, it changes from time to time, but you just need to understand that, pay attention, and when certain trends and certain activities are there, you need to do certain things. I watch even YouTube content creators right now, including myself. Well, we're not going to say these certain things. We're not going to do this certain thing. We're already practicing for this.
Yeah.
This
because
credit.
And that's why I used to always say on my live streams, and it has proven true, still hadn't proved me wrong to this day. When I would do my consistent live streams, I would always say on my live.
If y'all would like to see a live stream from GD, put it in the chat.
No. I'll do a live stream when it's time. When it's time, I'll do it. Gardening is great. How you doing?
Gardening is great.
I will do it when it's time. So it's like I used to say, everything that you say can and will be used against you. I don't even think I said the word can, did I? I always said everything that you say will be used against you. They will always find a way. Somebody will always find a way to use what you said against you. How you doing, Gardening? That's great. Good to see you in the chat.
Now, Sylvia says, I'm in trying my behavior. Does not fit.
You're trying. Your behavior does not fit what society wants. The majority of us, depending on who's looking at us, depending on whose perception we're talking about, the behavior does not fit. What? If you ask certain people, my behavior does not fit. If you ask certain people, eco neighbors' behavior does not fit what the controllers want.
Well, if you look at it, if you don't believe it, look at the amount of traffic that comes to the channel. Look at how it's pushed out, and look at all of that. It tells you. You put in the work, you do the research, you provide information that may or may not be beneficial, and you watch. If we were just cussing each other out, going off, and I was talking about her, and if she was out stepping out here and I was stepping out there, and I took y'all along and I did my vlogs, and then I went live when we argued and we fussed and we fought.
Could have been $500,000 by now.
I don't know why I play with the money like that. I don't know why I play with the money like that. I just should go ahead and just unleash the beast and just act a fool, and then just take it. And then forget adding value, forget adding any type of substance to anybody's life, and let's just go roll. Yeah. Let's just go roll.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I start off now. Anyway. I'm just saying.
Not go there.
I'm just saying.
All right. All right.
Somebody said, yes, GG live stream.
I mean, it'll happen in time. It'll happen in time.
What's up, educated Nat?
How you doing,
How you
Tim?
doing?
Good to see you in the chat. Uh, do a couple. Listen, we play too much. Y'all really don't understand. Like, people would be so angry if we were to really put like how we act off camera on this thing. Y'all would be so mad at us. Y'all would really hate us. But we just play too much. That's how we play. And it's not for everybody else. It's for us. We get it. We understand it. We know each other. We know who we are. And it's just not for everybody.
Drama always so.
Drama always.
It always.
Right. I've always been told the same
difference.
thing. Act the fool and your numbers will soar. I respectfully decline. I decline with you.
Understand this. Drama always so. The thing is, every generation got to take it to another level, because this is the thing. You watch as time happen all the way to now. We do these circles and these cycles, but it just, people are attracted to drama. Let me tell you this real quick. All right. Don't tell nobody. Let me tell you this real quick. You see how you draw it in just by me saying that? I'm telling you, we love it. We love the dirty and the ugly, y'all. Sabian, how you doing?
I'm just saying that because that's what they do to get numbers up. Well, they can have it. They can have the drama. I see the difference is I like peace. I'm addicted to peace. So the drama, let them have that.
G Hood, what's going on?
I done said it from the beginning. I'd rather go slow and have those who consistently love the content and love the channel and share out the information, share out the channel to like-minded people. I would rather do it that way than to grow fast. And then I got all people want is coming for the drama. They just coming for the nonsense. Joanne Chung. Okay. Good morning. Look like Roberta Flack. I've heard that before. Typically it's from baby boomers who say you look like Roberta Flack. And then the younger people will say lettucey. You look like lettucey. So yeah, I've heard Roberta Flack before from a couple of boomers. I have heard that before. Grand Acres, how you doing?
Shout out to Girl Dad cooking up.
Hi, Girl Dad. How are you doing? Good to see you. They love it. They love the negativity. Yeah, and I don't. So I'm good. I'm good over here.
Sylvia said, I'm addicted to peace too, Gigi. Don't try to disturb my peace.
Disturb my.
Yeah, that's when you'll see the ugly side of.
Oh, child.
I'm trying to tell you.
You don't want it.
Damn day of it. So we of course had more we can discuss on this thing. We can keep going on. This thing about behavior, social interaction, public records, all of this. We're gonna understand this. Since we've done this MySpace, this what's the name? Pinterest. Since we did the Pinterest, all the way to Facebook, to Twitter, all this stuff is saying, give me more information. Right now it's Chat GBT. Give me more information. Give me everything you got. Ask me 50 million questions. Tell me a little bit about you. It's all compiling all this data.
Data mining.
This data is here and it's processing, and it's putting you in certain categories. It's putting you in certain groups. And it's also defining not only your future, but your children's future. Because it is like that carbon fiber, that DNA piece of now not only your physicality, but it's your mentality. It's evaluating your mental state of being. It's looking at the clicks and the click offs. It's looking at the scroll and the pause. It's looking at all the likes and the thumbs up and the thumbs down. It's compiling all this data to formulate and say, you have a likeness of this person. listen, out of billions of people,
Yeah.
you're going to fit into certain
This
groups
category.
and certain classes. And my goal and my hope for you is that you fit into a certain society that may be beneficial to the higher ups. And if you are, then you will do well. But if you're not, you're going to have to struggle, my friend. You're going to have to find a way to survive.
Grow some food.
You're going to have to learn how to get a skill set. You're going to have to learn how to
build something.
Learn
how to build some steps.
Maintain.
A small deck. Something where you can get something where you can get.
Man, it's already hot. Let me get out of
here.
Where
you can get some funds.
She's throwing shade right now in the heat right now.
I'm throwing shade. I wasn't throwing shade.
Build some steps and some decks.
That was talking about building a skill. That wasn't throwing shade.
Oh, I thought you was trying to say let's build it.
Oh, if you took it like that, yeah, let's build some steps over there on the cabin. Let's get some steps. Let's get a deck. Let's not build a small deck. Lord. Let's build a large deck on this side of the cabin right here. And then like extend the overhang so, we can have a nice little spot to sit out. I can't wait to show y'all. It's coming. All right. Thank you, Mazik. Thank you, Mazik. Keeps buffering on your end, but only when it's important. Videos like this one. Yeah. Some people don't never buffer.
It's too late.
Talking that bug.
It's too late. You're already in there. You're already in there, my friend.
Thank you, Mazik.
So, guess what? You have survived another episode of EcoNation news that you may or may not be able to use. But hopefully, there was some nuggets of truth or nuggets of information, I should say, that you will be able to use. Maybe it can be thought invoking. Maybe it can get them engines churning. Maybe it can get you really motivated to get moving and transitioning and aligning your life with the way that you want it to go. Maybe today you will be thankful for the day. Maybe you'll be thankful for this week. Maybe you'll share something with somebody else, and maybe you'll share this video out with a friend or enemy.
Couple of friends. Frenemies. Share them.
Not to say you got any frenemies.
Share them.
But
share
why not share it?
Share it anyway.
Why not hit that like?
Hit it.
And I appreciate your presence.
Appreciate
everything you do. Gigi.
Appreciate y'all.
As always.
Love you.
You are my guest of honor.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presence.
Thank you, sir. For
all of the glow that you bring.
Thank you, sir.
And really enjoyed seeing you today.
Yes. Enjoyed seeing you as well.
Yeah, all of you.
All of you.
Yes.
Yes.
More to come.
Yes.
All right. Y'all stay blessed and stay well. And don't forget.
Brenda King.
Whatever you do, Brenda King. Whatever you do.
Whatever you do.
Make sure that you keep on growing. Grow.
Bye, guys.
Y'all take care.